I guess.
We are live.
What's
Are we
going on,
not?
everybody?
Are we
Happy
not live?
Thursday. Happy Thursday. Yeah, it says we're live
Now we're live.
and we're on go. Thank you. Welcome. Appreciate those that are joining us and those that are to join us still. Happy Thursday and welcome to another Thursday night edition of Fuck Your Feelings, the show. We are on your favorites, Instagram and on YouTube, and we'll probably be adding on a few platforms, both in video and audio format shortly, and we trying to do the damn thing.
We are trying to do the damn
We
thing.
appreciate it feels like we're growing slowly but surely and organically, which honestly is the only way that we would want to do it.
Yeah, because I keep getting the
And
emails about grow your Instagram followers and I'm like, delete, block. I'm not interested. Like I'm not about to do
it's
that.
gonna take a minute, and we understand that. But like I said, we will be here every Thursday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, so you guys can do the conversion wherever you're based out of. Because I keep jacking it up if I try to say it any other way.
Good job.
Because Arizona does not have a time zone; we are our own time zone.
Pretty much.
Nothing is more Arizona than that fact.
So you just need to East Coast and West Coast it, and then everybody else figures it out. So it's 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific.
For sure. So thank you again, those that's joining us. We'll
Where's your
continue
phone?
to acknowledge folks throughout the broadcast that are coming in and stuff and all that good stuff. And we will be talking about, what is the title of tonight's show?
You're the reason I cheated.
Yes. Her paternity court addiction has carried over, and I think low key has caused me to be triggered a wee bit. And I'm so tired of hearing that shit from women right about now, man. Like, I'm so tired of hearing it's his fault that I cheated from women. Like, that is the most bullshit I've ever heard in my life. Men do not get, and we the notorious cheaters, but we do damn sure not get to come home after getting caught participating in infidelity talking about what the hell you didn't do.
Here's the thing. I think it goes both ways. Now, it is mostly women who will go ahead and say, well, you're the reason I cheated. But I think people want an out. And the reality is, maybe I am the reason you cheated. Maybe there was something I was not doing or was not giving or was not aware of, or maybe you were trying to tell me something and I was not listening. So there are times when the lack of something in the relationship is the reason I cheated, but I can't say you're the reason I cheated. I'm the reason I cheated. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I might feel as if Robert isn't giving me enough affection, attention, appreciation, all of the nice words. And my feelings will then turn around and make me cheat. But you're not the reason I cheated. I'm the reason I cheated. But it's easier to say you're the reason I cheated.
And that's what, that little clip we was watching where I pulled in before the show where the gal was talking about he made her feel this, that, and the third and the fifth. And it's just, it's a lot to unpack. So tonight we are definitely going to be spending the evening talking about cheating. What is cool about it? I guess if there is anything cool, there's many that will argue that it doesn't work either way. If it's acceptable, if it's a deal breaker, who gets to cheat, who gets to say they can cheat, who's more forgivable, who cheats more. Like, well, yeah, we just don't really get into it. We really would love, the audience to participate, whether it's via the chat. Via the chat. I don't think we're going to pull anybody in tonight just because we're still ironing out this setup and getting the kinks straightened out and stuff. And But season 3, we definitely plan on having a little bit more interactivity. I'll be reaching out to some other content creators to try to do some collaborations. But it's difficult these days because once a person gets to a certain level, they think you can't. That if you step into them, you better understand they got their hands out. And like I said, we're not trying to grow like that. And it ain't like I'll spend my money on equipment and learning about the business and increasing my understanding of what the hell we in here talking about every Thursday, as opposed to pay somebody to come on my platform and under the guise that they're going to bring eyes or viewers or whatever, or to try to get on someone else's platform. But that's a whole other conversation in of itself. But where is a good place to start when tackling a conversation as broad as cheat? I guess we start right there with, what we were just talking about is whose fault is it? I think we both are in agreement that no matter how you slice it, the cheater is at fault.
The cheater is at fault.
There's no fucking way around it. I don't understand how you can look at it any other differently. But I think that men and women's psychology is so different, and regardless of what the world is trying to pump, me and you, we talk about it a lot. And sometimes it's not that I laugh at you, but again, your position is just as alien to me as my position is to you.
That.
I'm like, how in the world could you even think about it like that?
I know.
Same way that you're looking at it to me. It's like, so you think some man gonna smack your cheeks and you're gonna come back like, but I really love you. No, it doesn't work like that.
But again, I know that. Don't be silly. Let the people think I don't realize
I'm
that.
not trying to put it
However,
on you,
I do think there are times where I'm like, I don't understand the male psychology around that. That's why it's good to have the both of us, because we bring that different perspective. Because as much as we're aligned, sometimes there are times where I'm just like, never thought about that. And you look at me and go, oh, never thought about that. So that's really good perspective to have. And hello to everybody joining us. But go ahead. Yes, I agree. When someone cheats, the cheater is always at fault.
Always at fault.
Because it's a choice. It's not a mistake. I hate when people say, well, I made a mistake and I cheated. No, you made a choice. Well, you are so... Well, you gave me a very stern look like I'm out here cheating. You went, like, I'm not cheating.
The only category that cheating can literally be, it just happened.
Okay.
Is very, very wealthy, attractive men, because they are the ones that literally can get sexually assaulted by a woman. You know what I'm saying? Not like that, but again, let's talk about the difference in psychology, because you know what this made me think about?
What?
My high school girlfriend.
Oh yes, let's talk about your high school girlfriend. Go ahead, Cheaty Poo McCheaterson.
I didn't cheat.
No, she's a cheater, McCheaterson.
No, she didn't cheat because we weren't together.
But I'm sorry, that is... I thought you guys were still together. See, you told me this whole story wrong.
Oh, you listened to it wrong.
No, anyways, you continue to talk about your ex-girlfriend.
So anyways, here's the thing. This is like my second year of college, right? And I care for this girl. I really do. Like, I really see a future with this girl. But I'm also in a position where my stock is pretty up on campus. Like, I really got women coming at me aggressively.
I'm dying.
And
your stock is up.
It's difficult as a man when a woman is like, you want to go back to my place, and you're like, no, I got a girlfriend.
A girlfriend thousands of miles away.
But at this time she's on campus. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of that, but yeah, say my freshman year was the fact of that. I had to do that a lot my freshman year. I got a girlfriend. Woman literally coming on to you. And
hold on, I didn't know she ended up going to the same university.
You didn't listen to the story.
I don't. You never told that story at all. I had no idea.
I guess I haven't really.
No, I had no idea your first girlfriend ended up in the same university you went to.
Yeah.
How?
To be with me.
But you guys then weren't together.
That was, that's what okay. So
Y'all gonna hear this story too, because this is new to me 2 years later that she went to the same school.
yes.
Okay, tell the story. Continue. Let
Well, I'm not
everybody's gonna hear the
I'm not gonna
story
tell
now.
all the deeds because it ain't even like that. But here's the thing, as I'm talking about the mentality,
I get
and
it.
I'm really speaking from my perspective.
You did not want to cheat,
I did not want to cheat,
so you broke up with her.
so I broke up with her.
Correct. And I respect that. Danelle Jones. There's a song Danelle Jones sings, and he talks about, I don't want to cheat. So he breaks up with a woman. I'm a big, clearly R&B
But I
fan.
can't say I don't want to clap these chicks' cheeks.
No, because
I can't say that.
You want to fuck the girls on campus.
I do. Because men and women are different. Now, do you want to be a hoe?
No.
Do you want to have multiple dicks running through you per week?
No, thank you.
But I do. Not dicks, excuse me.
I get it. You want
But
to
I
be...
want multiple women. You know why?
Why?
Because you gotta be somebody to do that as a man.
Hold on. So
if you went out with a sign free coochie, you be wore out by lunch.
No, thank you. I get that.
You feel me?
I get it.
Is that easy for you?
I completely.
If I go out there with a sign free dick,
it's not the same.
I'll be hanging out. I might catch a homeless lady or two.
Why are you
but
yelling at me?
I'm not yelling at you. I'm just passionate because this whole topic. I'm just like, let's iron. Let's get through. Let's get through some of this stuff. I'm gonna try to rep the fellas for real, man.
So you were in a situation where,
again,
instead of making the choice to cheat or to stay faithful for your girlfriend, you broke up with your girlfriend so
because
you could have
not gonna be
all
able
the
to stay
pom-pom
faithful.
you wanted.
I understood that fact.
Yes, I got that. And you were like 18, 19 at the time, and that's very mature. You were, it was really your first time kind of out of, I mean, other than living in Florida, really out of Rochester. You were on campus, you were surrounded by white women for the first time.
Oh,
you know, he was surrounded, I just told the story, he was surrounded by all kinds of white women who were giving up the cooch, but continue.
Anyhow, so I think that's very, very, very different because, like, to bring it back on point, you don't have that desire. You want to get with one dude that's really, really tight, that's really holding shit down, and you don't look at no other man like he's better than your man, and then you're good.
Yes.
That's why me cheating versus you cheating, not saying personally, but a man cheating versus a woman cheating is different. And again, oh no, this Negro did.
It is different.
No, this nigga. No,
of course it's different.
You're saying it's cool from, no, I'm saying we're wired different. I love this woman, but I could go smash another chick like it's eating a sandwich on Tuesday.
Y'all heard it here first. And have no attachment, and have, just be clear, just to have the
no attachment. Don't even have to exchange names. We could use aliases or just the safe word is pineapple. Let's get to it. Oh, you're a pig. No, I am simply just a man. Now, there's a lot of dudes that would leave me out there hanging, but I think it's a lot of dudes that is also going to be like, yo, you ain't lying. Like, within reason, the only thing that's going to prevent that is my personal preference.
Yes, you don't want to.
Lizzo come like, oh yeah, boy. I'm like, good.
I don't even, why are we going there? You when mention her name, we get canceled. So let's not even go there.
Whatever.
But
you feel what I'm saying.
I get it. You now are in a situation where you can have sex with another woman without the emotion attached, right? And the only thing stopping you is stopping to say, is it worth it in that moment? Because if Toshiba finds out, like, my relationship may just be fucked.
Now, let's segue into something. We're going to bring up another song. It's by an artist y'all probably don't even understand. But it actually, I believe that song swings both ways.
I'm ready.
Future, I Make It Hard to Cheat.
I don't know nothing about no Future
You
songs.
don't know nothing about it, exactly. But here's the thing. I feel like I make it hard to cheat. You got to one up me.
You make it hard for me to cheat.
You make it hard for me to cheat too. If you would have let me go through the whole point.
No. I'm just
but that's what I'm saying. As a woman, you can make it hard for a man to cheat. Are y'all aware of that?
Well, I mean, I do 30-day challenges.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? But just you really on your shit. Like, you ask her what's her job, the first thing come out of her mouth is he is.
Grab's my job.
Y'all will be like, oh, she's whipped or he beating
That's
her
okay.
or whatever,
I don't pay any bills.
But you know what that does to me? That makes it hard to cheat because you 304s ain't about to do that.
Oh no, not the 304s.
Because that's honest. Let's be real. There's a lot of good women out there, but mostly there's 304s going on because as a lie is being told that a woman can drop as many bodies as she wants and still get the guy of her dreams. And you can get the guy of your dreams as long as you're destroying all the evidence, all them goddamn bodies that you got behind you. Because no man who don't worked himself, like I said, when I'm up here, I want what dudes up here got. Everybody down here that has you.
Oh no. There's that.
There's that.
So body count does matter.
Look, unless you Lori Harvey and you just knocking down multimillionaire behind multimillionaire, but like that.
But even for her, body count matters.
It's whack because again, yes, not again. I told you, I think Michael B. Jordan was a fatal error a little bit for her because anybody that's got a higher status than him sees her a mile away.
Well, he's Killmonger. So
if she again anybody, and I'm like, I don't even really know in Hollywood who's one up in Michael B. Jordan.
Nobody
right now.
At the moment.
But that dude, Daniel Kaluuya, is like, yo, if she did him like that, why would I even deal with her?
Then that begs to question if it is that I were to cheat on you, right? Like if I were to cheat on you, I think people would look at me like, what the fuck is wrong with? Wasn't she on this show talking about her 6 figures and 6 inches and over 6 feet and she don't pay no bills?
Love and respect me and all that. A woman that loves and respects her man does not cheat. Why can't y'all accept that? She don't.
No, I think you, and I love how you said love and respect.
If one of them things break, a woman can cheat.
Yeah, it's got to be both.
No, if just one breaks, she can cheat.
No, a woman can love you and cheat on you. I don't think she can respect you.
Oh,
I don't think she can. I don't think I don't think I can sit here and say that our number one rule in our relationship is no disrespect and go out and truly. And again, there is cheating and choosing, right? And we talk about that all the time. Like, if I am going to cheat on you, I'm actually choosing. Like I am not going out there and just having sex with a man. I'm going out there to find me a man that can provide a life better than you provide.
That's how it.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. Like if I cheat on you, I'm sitting.
That's how I can make it hard to cheat.
I'm sitting courtside at the Phoenix Suns game, and I'm being flown around and flued out, as the young kids say, to every major city. There's a basketball game during basketball season. That's how I'm going to cheat. I'm not just cheating on you for sex. I'm cheating on you for a better life, because I also know at 43, my time, almost 43, God, I'm gonna be 43 in a couple months, my time is ticking away. So if I'm cheating, I'm gonna level up in cheating, where if you cheat, it's just available cooch.
It's a sandwich.
What?
It's a sandwich.
I cannot.
Pastrami, turkey, tuna, roast beef, ham, veggie, BLT.
Bro, is it just that simple for men? Like,
why is that so? Like, why is that? How are you a misogynist just by admitting your nature? And again, there's so many dudes that's got cuckish mentalities, and yes, I said it, cuckish mentalities.
Can you sit up, please? Like, I know we're lounging, but damn.
But
put up your foot down.
With these cuckish mentalities, that it's like you can't even be honest with your woman about your nature. She knows, like, again, she's like, oh, he played ball. Like, I don't have to pretend that I wasn't.
You play professional basketball.
Right.
So I know.
But she also knows I have enough restraint in my personal life now that I don't have to behave like
because
that.
I always say I would have never dated you.
It wouldn't have worked for us.
It wouldn't have worked for us and you in your 20s.
No, we were incompatible.
And I tried the whole basketball thing and football thing and I realized, like, it's a whole different life, and I didn't think I was cut out for that. And so getting you in the latter part of your life works for me, because I know I don't know if I was cut out for just allowing the foolishness. As much as cheating is not a deal breaker for me, again, when you keep choosing it, because you keep, like, again, cheating is a choice. And to be with someone who constantly makes that choice over and over again, that would be difficult.
Allah, the show we were watching where it was revealed in court because they bought her lover out that she had slept with him the morning of going to court to try to reconcile with her husband.
Now, there was the situation. Who's your white basketball player there, whose wife gave him a once a year pass?
Oh, Kirilenko.
Kirilenko, right? So
Legendary status.
Kirilenko's wife said, once a year, I will give you this pass, and there's no questions asked. Now, there's maybe something of the sort I would have been able to do, because maybe the psychology of it, I know I can do it, but I'm going to choose not to.
In his heyday, AK-47 heyday, oh, he was using that hall pass. Best believe it.
He's probably doing it much more than once a year.
I don't, again, the male psychology is different. The fact that I can't, but how about on the flip? Because again, I'm going to speak as a man. Or maybe AK was sitting around looking at women like, you ain't worth my hall pass.
Oh.
You ever think of it like that?
That is true.
Maybe that made it more enticing for him. He was like, listen, my hall pass is going to be on an 11.
Yeah. Like, at least if my wife finds out, she's like, okay, you
What
didn't waste
matter?
it. No, because
right, because
as for women, it does matter.
Y'all don't like when
I couldn't imagine you cheating on me, and I see this woman, and she's a 5 at best.
Frumpy.
I would be. I know people think, what the fuck is wrong with Toshiba? But I would be.
She's speaking honestly.
Mad.
I think that's most
hell,
women.
you better get a 8, 9, 10, like out of this world women where I will be drooling. If you get some average, frumpy, just regular, schmegular girl, I might punch you in your throat. Because how dare you potentially ruin it? I would be madder at that than if I saw a 9 or a 10, I'd be like, I get it. Like, I see you. Like, I get it. Like, I get it. Yeah, like, boy. I can understand. Like,
my man got pulled.
Right? Like, she was feeling you that night. But just hide that shit.
But and that's an uncomfortable. Is on average, Patrice O'Neal actually. If anybody watch the show enough, I will always reference Patrice O'Neal. The majority of times, I reference a comic. He packed into one special, Elephant in the Room, that I can pretty much quote it about relationships almost in any situation.
Okay, so what did he say about cheating?
It's like, and I'm doing so much injustice to the joke, but basically he was like, men are fishermen and women are fish.
Okay.
And what happens is sometimes he was like, it's like catch and release. He catches you, takes you, shows his friends.
Sports fish.
I can fish. I can catch fish. Nigga. Sometimes they're really big. Sometimes they're like, oh damn. But you throw them back on in.
Okay.
And ideally, one day you find your prize, what's that, Moby Dick. You know what I'm saying? That would be the allegory for your wife. That's the one that it ain't getting no better than that, right?
Got it.
But it does not take away your desire to
keep fishing.
To keep fishing.
I get that.
Now, on the flip of that, and I really want you to think about this. Who's more attractive? A man that can fish or a man with no pole and no boat?
A man who can fish. We've talked about all the time.
Women need to almost feel like you can get another woman in order to still want you. If you felt like no other woman even caught my eye, I couldn't even catch another woman's eye, that's unattractive.
But we've talked about that. You are more attractive to women now that you're in a committed relationship.
Very much so.
You'll be even more attracted the day we get married.
Even more so.
Right? The day you walk into a place with a wedding.
And the more our profile grows, the more we talk and the more we are seen as a couple and the more we represent solidarity and unity, the more. Chris Rock has a legendary joke about that. Men My homeboys see you and they be like, hook me up with somebody like Toshiba. She got friends. Da, 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 da. You've heard the
I've
comments.
heard them. Yeah, they've said that.
Women look at me. Women will look at me like I want him.
There's a difference. But again, it still comes down to a choice. If you cheat on me, I know you made a conscious choice, drunk or not, because you would cheat on me drunk. That is how if you ever cheated on me, I don't think you would be sober.
Probably not.
I could actually guarantee if Rob cheated on me, he would be. You do not drink. You don't drink that much at this point in your life. You do not do well as a drunk, and you just don't make good choices, right? Like he does not make good choices. And so if you cheat on me, you better be drunk. Because if you were sober, more than likely, not only did you make a choice, I know how analytical you are. You would have thought that choice through, and all of these different things in your mind would have went off.
That's fair.
And I'd be Superman.
Just again, her knowledge of me would make it more difficult. And again, there is a certain caveat to that, that it's almost like I have my own version of a hall pass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
you do.
I don't, and that makes it easier for me. Like I said, that's why I spun it earlier. Or maybe it's like, are you worth my hall pass?
That is correct.
No, you're not.
Would you recommend to women to, again, let's talk about the psychology of men, having that conversation and saying, listen, if you're ever in that position, let's talk about it, or to even offer up a hall pass?
I think it would. I think because not every like. Oh, I'm gonna sound so bad with this, but
we have a show called "Fuck Your Feelings," so
it has to be commensurate to your levels. Like, and I ain't even trying to be a dickhead with that. But
to the men's level or the woman's level?
To the couple, to both. To if he worked at McDonald's and you worked at Wendy's, I don't think if you give him a hall pass, all he can really do is knock down chicks that work at Denny's and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like he not. Why you would have to put in rules like, okay, like that's an honest, real conversation. So like, say if both in the couples are 5, and by 5 I mean just average looking, average everyday middle America. She'd have to put in a condition like she has to be like a 7 or better. Like you'd have to see her and know that if I saw her, I would rate her as a 7 or better.
But I think that's because for every woman. Like no woman wants to be cheated on somebody who's worse.
But you know what? Also, that condition does
what?
It makes him cheating that much more unlikely. Because he worked at Wendy's. How in the hell he pulling 7s like that?
It happens.
Y'all be bugging sometimes. Yes, there are.
If he's fine enough, there are women who will sleep with him, fries and all, and they can get discounts on Wendy's.
If he's fine enough, why is he booed up with a 5?
I mean, because he works at Wendy's.
No, you make the whole qualification that I made of the whole statement and story. They're both 5s.
I get it.
He's a damn 9. How the hell is he a 9 and he's booed up with a 5?
Well,
she got pregnant at 15 or something like that. Like, how did that work?
He works at Wendy's. Sorry, go on.
You talking about that big girl and her muscle-bound husband that she's cussing people out.
Oh God, not that one.
I'm like, yeah. Let's see how long that.
Go back to your scenario. Sorry, I had a moment. So 2 average people talking about a hall pass.
Yes, she would have to put in a qualifier of like, a multiplier or something like that. Look,
but is it
because if he's a 5, all he can do is run around and knock down 3s and 2s.
But if it's got qualifiers, then why is it a hall pass?
Because it gives him the idea that it's not forbidden fruit. I don't think women understand what kind of release that is for a man. I would say, don't even give him a hall pass. Just talk to him about having a threesome, even if you don't like women. Just talk to him about it, and make it. He gonna be hesitant at first because he gonna feel like you're trying to set him up, and like you. No, but just actually, and here's another slice. Not every guy is even into things.
I will tell you that not every guy is even interested in
so having. You might do yourself a justice and just dead a lot of the noise and realizing he ain't even for all of that. He basic as hell too. And no disrespect to my basic bro, but I think.
But basic men still cheat.
How?
Basic people still cheat.
How?
There are many reasons people cheat.
Give me some of these examples. What do you? Where in the world are these dudes? I'm talking about basic.
I'm telling you,
he's just happy with.
I watch
his
enough fraternity court to
little
tell
standard
you.
little life.
I watch enough fraternity court. I am on a fraternity court marathon. These basic men are also out here cheating.
He got because he feel like he got a delusions of grandeur.
Because he thinks he can do better.
He thinks he's great, and he needs women to validate him, as opposed to actually going out there.
But the reality of what you talk about is, if you also think from
I'm gonna be I might be speaking more for Rob than everybody.
You do, because you speak from a 6'9". I've always been handsome. No, I'm telling you, perspective. You have to understand your perspective is a little skewed.
That part, but you know what else? That's that side of it, and that's the start when it comes like pulling and stuff like that. And I recognize that. I'm speaking from the side of the kid who grew up from a very broken family that all he ever wanted was a family.
I get that.
You feel me?
I get that.
So I know most guys that grew up like that, they take their family shit seriously.
However,
shit happens in life and things get
there's ugly. What I'm talking about. Because remember your very famous line that men are wired to do what? Skeet, skeet, right? And so even the man who wants that family, programmed to skeet, skeet. So if available,
here's the messed up thing about men and women is, again, quoting Patrice O'Neal, but men age like wine and women age like cheese. And unfortunately, because your worth is your value in the sexual, not in life, in the sexual marketplace is based on your beauty, and your beauty fades over time. My value is based on my ability to provide and secure, and that value increases over time in men. And on average, even if he's been working at McDonald's for 15 years, he's doing okay.
No, I agree. It does increase. It does.
He making 40s in the 40s.
And that's good
money. Have to buy a house in certain
good
parts of the country. Yeah. And it's so funny how easily women and I'm gonna just use the vernacular, shit on median income. I hear it all the time when I watch these social media joints. They throw out top earner dollars like they bagging groceries at Fry's dollars. And I'm like,
again, social media, because social media has skewed people for what the reality.
You know what else? It's men adapting to the marketplace, because some of the brokest dudes be having earrings that bling, be having chains on that bling. Men adapt to the marketplace. So if y'all are attracted to signals of wealth, men gonna cap. Even when they ain't got no money, that's where you got guys. That's why you got the guy that gets finds a receipt at the ATM to show 25K, and he's like,
"Oh my God, yes,
I'm gonna put that in my ashtray." So if Shorty just be rummaging through my car when I go into the store to get a Dutch, she gonna see that, and that's how men think. I'm gonna rent the Bentley when I go out on Saturday night, because chicks I'm gonna have to be pushing them out of it trying to jump in this Bentley. But they don't realize I work at McDonald's, but I save my money well so that I go out once a month and rent a Bentley.
No, we're gonna stay on that for a second. So
y'all are easy to trick.
Women are attracted to, repeat that?
Shiny things
you use the signs of wealth. So women are attracted to signs of wealth.
Every nigga in the world got a Gucci belt.
So men will go out there and show signs of wealth to women to get the cooch.
Because signs of wealth, most women, equals wealth.
So y'all women be better doing some research, right? Google is your friend. Google is your friend. Facts. Going to where a man lives is your friend. Understanding even his vernacular. How does he speak? Because how does a man who say lighted and strawberry and where he getting his money from? Nobody wants to talk to that man.
How do you get your money? I'm an entrepreneur. How frequently do you get paid? How often do you get paid? I'm a promoter. How often do you throw parties? When's the last time you threw a party? Y'all get fooled so easily. Y'all just be thinking he got money because he hopped out of a Corvette with the Gucci belt on and the fly shades and looking like $1 million. And he throws all his money into looks.
But has nothing
You got
else.
nothing to give. You got the air mattress, 1 bedroom joint.
Not the air mattress. I mean, at least he got a bedroom and not a studio. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Shout
or
out
he
to the
might got the
guys
studio.
in
And
a
I'm not
one-bedroom and
shitting on the air mattress. I think it's genius. And I'm like, but again, a man don't need no bed. A single man, what do you need a bed for, really?
To
Smack
sleep with
and
women
cheat. Yes, to sleep
in
with
it.
women. And again, that's why as he figures it out, he'll get it. But again, there's so many women that just having your own crib is enough. They ski. Y'all set the bar. That y'all said again. To say that the pool got piss-colored water in it and blame men is utterly ridiculous to me.
So could we be the reason? Let me just stop because I had to take this all in because I could not imagine having sex with a man.
Oh, girl, you know how much ass I've gotten on air mattresses. Dead ass.
Like in your 20s, yeah.
So what?
No, in your 20s, that's to be expected.
27?
No, not 27. 21, 22.
I got a pocket full of money.
And having sex with somebody on an air mattress?
Yeah. Well, I'm leaving in September.
On an air mattress?
Yeah.
But you've got a pocket full of money. Why can't you afford a mattress?
And then pay for it to be in storage and all that other stuff. That's what you're worried about. I'm not worried about none of that.
And women still gave you vagina?
Plenty, because they trying to get chose. They think they going to jump on a plane when I leave. To get
so they thought they were going to Argentina with you and France with you.
I know mad chicks that done finessed it like that.
So they feel like
I've known a situation within 2 weeks when bro met her, she didn't even have a passport, and within 2 weeks she was out of the country.
With him?
Yes.
Oh, good for her.
Thank you. That's how I felt. I was just like, that was a total lineup. You got him great. Bow, bow, bow.
Good for you,
it was
girl.
You lined him up like a master barber.
That was brilliant.
I can't be mad at you.
I can't be mad at that either.
The day she met him, she went and applied for that joint. Like, oh, I'm going out the country.
And he took her overseas when he was playing ball? Man,
listen. I'm telling you, Logan. Didn't Brittany Renner say like pro athletes, some of the dumbest dudes?
Yes, indeed.
Some of the dumbest dudes with resources.
Yes, are pro athletes
in the wild.
I would agree with some of that.
You know how much butt I've got giving the assumption that I was dumb?
That you were dumb?
I'm not gonna say much. If you just want to climb the tree, I'm not gonna ruin the fantasy. I'm more than just a pretty face. Men don't do that.
I would have hated you in your 20s. I would have hated you in your 20s. We might have been cool friends, but I would not have given you. I would have just watched the women who gave you ass and thought these stupid girls.
Look, man, y'all set it up because again, quote unquote, because they liked me. Maybe you shouldn't have liked me so much.
What can a woman do for a man not to cheat? Is there anything? Let me rephrase the question. Is there anything a woman can do?
No.
And I guess the same question would be same for you.
No, but a woman can make it hard to cheat. Just like there's nothing a woman can do to make a man marry her, but there's a lot of things that a woman can do to make a man want to marry her.
Such as?
Be feminine. Be about him. Look, and again, it's a lot of this is really honestly, and that's why a lot of the joint is messed up, is because y'all went all in with the wrong dude. And it ruined your whole ability to be in relationships like that. You feel me? Dead ass.
You gave everything
you gave
to the
way
dude.
Too much. But again, on the flip, I think that there's on certain levels, you get more than anybody ever got in my life. You know what I'm saying?
I would
like your privilege is definitely higher than any woman in my life ever. You go out like I forgot my wallet and stuff like that. Like, a wallet? Why would I
Why
bring
would
that?
I
I'm with
choose
you.
that?
Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I think that being feminine, being about him, being supportive of him, being in tune with him and his moods and
But there are
feelings,
women who will say that
yeah, you
doing
just
all of that, my ass can still get cheated on.
yeah,
I've been told this.
yes,
I've been told
yeah,
this. So you be doing all of that for
yeah,
Rob, and you think over there, and you can do all the 30-day
yeah,
challenges you want,
yeah,
but that man can still cheat on you.
yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't sit here thinking that because I bring value to your life, that your penis will not stick
Here's
itself
the
in another
thing,
vagina.
man. People are so tender about certain stuff. Let's be real. I'm not trying to speak none into existence, but I take the 101 to work every day. I could not make it home on any given day.
I think about that actually every day.
One of the most dangerous things you do every day is drive.
Correct.
And people hop in the car
I
with no
think,
thought about
I
it.
think about it every day to make, when you come home, it gives me a sense of relief that you are
Now,
home.
should I die in a fiery auto crash on the way to work? No. That's the should part. If you're doing all of that, he should not cheat on you. But he can. That's a risk. Life is full of risks and choices and trade-offs and consequences.
And I
If
know
you
this.
don't like that, you're in the wrong game.
And that's the thing. I know well enough to know that even with everything I do for this man, that he can still go
Just
out
lose my
and
shit,
be
be
not
unappreciative,
even
ungrateful, or just not even give a fuck.
yeah,
You know,
one day
got
I
a lot
piss
of
you
energy.
off, or
Whatever.
something happens. I am well aware, but it doesn't stop me from doing the things that I do for you.
Enough said.
But it's the same way. You are well aware
Everything that I do
that
for
everything
you,
you do for me,
I can come home and walk in the bedroom and
well, you know, I would never.
we say
ever.
never, but it's a possibility.
If I'm cheating on
Probability
you, I'm cheating
versus
on you in
possibility.
5-star hotels
But
and
it-
in houses in Scottsdale.
well, that's what I'm
not
saying.
bringing.
Like really,
I'm not
'cause
bringing
that
men
is
into the home.
definitely
I think that is
infuriating.
like the biggest
Why is
disrespect
he
ever.
here?
I think
Because
that's the
his
biggest
place
disrespect.
is worse than mine.
Thank you.
And that's why bringing a woman bringing a man into her home to cheat
Is
will make
weird.
a man go sit down in the penitentiary.
No, it's
a
weird
lot
to
of
me.
times.
I would, if I'm cheating on
Because
you.
again, you're bringing a man who has less resources into your home to have sex with him.
Yeah.
Men cannot forgive that. Now, if you was off in Calabasas with 50 Cent, I'm like, damn.
No, that's where I would be.
Boy, honestly, I gotta respect that. What, I'm gonna run up on 50 Cent like, you knew she was with
I'm
me?
very honest with you. If I'm cheating on Robert, everybody, I am leveling up. So if I'm cheating on you, once again, it's in 5-star hotels or in homes in Scottsdale, or being flown out to.
That's why I'm saying.
I'm not gonna cheat on you just for the sake of cheating on you.
For some, hard to cheat is just Papa Do's.
But for people who don't have the resources or the whatever, because most people are average. Like most women, most men are average looking, average earners, average in education, average in lifestyle. They are just average.
Average means the median.
The median, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Shady.
It's not shady. But that's the world. Most of the world
is average.
It's average.
A lot of y'all were C students.
Thank you.
Let's keep it real.
Right? So the world, most of the world is average world. That's why it's the workforce is what it is, right? We have a workforce world because most people are average. So how does the average person avoid that? Because like you said, where for me, cheating on you again is 5-star hotels and 10-bedroom homes. Exactly.
Like I said,
it's Papa Do's.
It's the W and Papa Do's.
Or Ruth Chris, and they think it's like high, or Red Lobster's high.
My life.
Red Lobster's high-end meals.
Yeah. So again, I think that in a certain relationships, the value of that relationship weighs more than the value of outside sex. You feel me? And the better that relationship, the less value you're going to place on outside sex, because ultimately, outside of sexaholics, sex addicts,
Mhm.
which is, let's be real, that's a real thing. That's why y'all got to do screening better sometimes. Some people really can't help themselves, and that's just facts too.
Let's pause there for a moment. I would agree. I don't know if we're screening well enough
No, we're not. Because sex addicts
on
can be
both
regular,
sides.
average, ordinary, normal, could be really pretty, could be really ugly, could be whatever, but they come in all spectrum.
But I think it's on both sides.
Both
I don't
sides,
think
yes. Men
we
and women are addicted to sex.
currently screening well enough with the people we're choosing to give ourselves to in every way. Right?
Not at all.
And again, there are going to be the people on the opposite side and be like, well, how can you screen enough? Right? Like, but I think that there are basic questions and basic things that you need to be understanding. Again, as someone who's gotten stuck on paternity court, and I watch it probably way too much. I listen to it at the gym. Like, who listens to paternity court at the gym? I do. But I see too many of the lust going into bed, and there is no, like, where the judge has to be like, you guys should have been doing all of this research. You come to court with research saying that the baby isn't mine or this is why the baby is his, but you didn't do any research before you fell into bed together and are having relationships, right? And again, there are a lot of women having relationships with single men. Yep. I've seen it way too many times where a woman's talking about she was in a relationship with the man was like, no, we're fucking. Like, that does not make a relationship.
For women, sex past, let's say 3 or 4 times means
it means a relationship. This man's like, I never took you anywhere.
In 2 different worlds. He's like, I came over after 11 and I left before 7. What are you talking about?
Never even took you for breakfast. Never made
brunch. She's like, you lived with me.
Yeah, you had clothes here. One woman actually on paternity court did say, but you had clothes here. And he was like, okay, what does that mean?
Put the same funky girls on that I had on before I bust you down. Like, again, the difference in the way men and women think, And I actually got lost my point a little bit, but
screening. I was talking about screening.
Talking about screening, and yeah. I found my focus. Thank you, baby. Look here. When you're talking, if you're talking about a relationship with any type of commitment whatsoever, this is gonna sound. I'm gonna just say it as straightforward as I can. Fuck your privacy. What you mean? It's not my business. My business.
Oh, everything should be my business.
What do you mean? I'm gonna ask you about everything.
I ask you about everything. I ask you about your mama, your daddy, your wife, how you met, your childhood.
With you. What do you mean? I learned that. Yeah, the screening part. I think we both learned about that.
Yeah, I didn't.
When I was making a joke, you gotta ask the right questions sometimes too. Like, you gotta really double down, ask it a different way, make sure the answer is consistent.
Like, I learned that in psych class.
Oh man, people will put on a mess, and then you want to just look, man. Even if somebody fool you, you gotta blame yourself for believing that dumb shit.
Because you made a choice to believe it.
Yes, that's what I'm like. No matter how you slice it, you gotta look at you when it comes to your relationship failures.
Well, we're the common denominator.
That's why we work so good together.
We're the common denominator.
Because we both almost came in with a list of like, this is the shit I did in relationships that did not contribute to better relationships. And I'm not doing it. And she did the same thing.
It's funny. I wish I had screened my ex-husband better. Like, I wish. Listen, because he gave me.
He couldn't pass now.
No, here's the thing. He would never pass.
I feel you though.
Let me tell you something. My ex-husband gave me, and listen, I come back and I do not blame him. I blame myself. I should have known better. I should have done better. However, because online was clearly my thing. Even back in the days before online was online dating, I was online dating, meeting on MySpaces and Black Planet. My ex-husband, military man, he was stationed away. I don't even know how the hell he found me, but he found me. We used to communicate. He used to make time for me. All of these different things. I was a young single mother at that time. But again, I've got this military man, upstanding man in my mind. Because again, the military is given to us.
They do screening.
They do screening. Stop thinking they screening.
Not well though, but they do some screening. They got mad psychos.
Let me tell you how my ex-husband got me. Let me tell you how he got me. How he got me was this. There was a time I was having a super bad day. And he had reached out to me and I was telling him about my super bad day and what had happened and so on. Then the next day, and I don't even remember giving him my address, but clearly somehow I probably give it to him to write me a letter or something. But the next day I get a call from a florist.
Mhm.
Now he's in England. I'm in Toronto, Canada. I get a call from a florist who tells me they have a delivery for me and they want to make sure I'm home. And I'm thinking, I'm not expecting a delivery. He had found a florist in Toronto. He had gotten me flowers and a bear and a card to hope I had Puntuet.
Great game. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking,
Masterful.
this is masterful. He's in London, England, not like London, Ontario, London, England, stationed. And this man found a florist in Toronto and cared enough. So I'm
Through the
thinking,
time difference and all of that.
time zone differences,
I
everything.
understand.
He managed to do
Masterful.
all. It was masterful. And I remember being in a space where I was like, wow, if he can do this, imagine if we were together. Now, fast forward like a year or a few months later, about a year later, he was getting ready to be shipped back to the States. And he sent me the list of places for where he should go. It was like Vegas, Texas, and somewhere else. And I was like, Vegas would be an interesting place to go. He's from Texas, but he chose Vegas because I chose Vegas. So I'm thinking, oh, this man wants a future with me. I got bamboozled.
Hoodwinked.
Because when I finally got together, this man had a whole baby 6 weeks before we got married. And in my mind, I had screened well. And here is where I fucked up. Let me tell you where I fucked up. And I take all responsibilities for this. When I finally decided I was gonna make the move, right? I was gonna go there for a few months to determine whether or not this was a relationship that was gonna work. Here's where I fucked up, ladies and gentlemen. I said to him, listen, whatever you had going on before I get there needs to be cut off, right? So the moment I land on the plane, I don't want to hear nothing. I want to hear nothing. I'm not going to think that you were just sitting there waiting for me with bated breath. You're in the military, you're an attractive man, all that stuff. Like he's, 200 something pounds, 6'3", good looking guy, right? So he said, cool. He did that. He failed. He failed to tell me about the woman who had already told him she was pregnant.
Oh, yeah. How you gonna cut her off? But yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm saying. He was gonna say yeah to anything to get you.
Yes, to get me to move. So here's the thing. I did it to myself, though. I say I did it to myself. And when I found out that he had actually cheated now within, because I was like, anything that you did prior to me landing here doesn't count.
Oh, I'm gonna say something.
But everything that you do from here forward, it will count. So I remember when I got the phone call. Well, it was from the woman who had the baby, who didn't know that I knew at this point that the baby had been born, but I now knew about the baby and was telling me about my husband and all, he had just left my house and blah, 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 blah. And I remember him coming home and telling me all this shit that she was not even close to the woman I was. And dude, you had a whole baby with her now, but I am everything he's wanted and she's nothing like this. And she doesn't even take care of the home, the way for his. I was like, this is a whole mess. Mm-hmm. Tell me what you got to tell me. But I didn't screen.
I'm almost certain you're going to agree with me. I'm talking about high level violations. I'm talking about deal breaker type shit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Fucked up to shoot you. Fucked up.
The worst thing in a relationship you can do if someone behaves in a way that's a deal breaker is forgive them.
I would.
And probably through all of human history, I would say the opposite of that. But in 2020, let's say in post 9/11, you can't forgive a motherfucker no more because they think that's permission to get forgiven again.
I would agree with that. Because I did forgive.
Me too.
I completely forgave.
No, that's what I'm saying. Look, if you value and love yourself, and someone violates you at the level you said, if you do this to me, the relationship will be over. You cannot forgive that person.
But here
I don't care how much you love them.
But here was my thing. And it wasn't so much about love for me. It was about the marriage. We were now married. A lot of
I feel you.
A lot of
the
the
same story
things
in a lot of ways.
about what he did came out after we were married. Nothing came out before. Nothing.
When tell him what he said on your wedding day.
Well, yeah. So this was the best part.
That's when you really should have knew you was in trouble.
Fucking knew it too. Like I knew I was in trouble. So we get married in Vegas because again he was stationed in Vegas. We get married in a chapel. Like I don't have anybody around. I don't even have like a wedding really. It's a chapel. There's a couple of his people. And I remember we walk back down the aisle. The door closes. They had given us our marriage certificate. And he held the marriage certificate, looked at me and said, I got you now. No word of a lie. I was wearing an orange dress because he's from Texas and orange was like a Texas color. Like I was really doing everything to make this relationship work, right? And I remember he looked at me and said, I got you now. And I thought,
that's weird.
That's weird. But
from his perspective,
he did, because everything about his infidelity and the baby, everything came out after we signed that piece of paper.
So now it's not a breakup.
No. And funny enough, which I didn't tell you, he saw the baby mama the night of his bachelor party. She came up to him and said, you want to see a picture of your baby? Because he clearly hadn't ever seen the baby because I was now in the picture. So the baby was born March like the 30th. We were married May the 17th. And so like May the 15th or whatever, he finally saw a picture of the baby. So that's, and when I think about it, that's why that man said, I got you.
And as good as he got you, you still got to blame yourself.
Listen, I did blame myself because I still made a choice. I made a decision. I made a choice. And like I tell the kids all the time, every choice has a consequence. As much as I vetted him, I think he did a better job of vetting me, because I remember even being on base and people were just like, yo, you've changed this man's life, his perspective. People were just like, I remember going and they're like, where did you import her from? Like, where'd you get her from? Because his whole shit had changed. His diet, he was losing weight. I had just gone in and created so much value to his life that it was amazing for most people. Mm-hmm. He was like the man in his squadron. You know, but he vetted me well.
You made it hard to cheat, and he did it anyway.
And he did it anyways. Yeah. I mean, when the
that's a perfect story of, again, yes, women. Ladies.
But I wasn't mad. Here's the thing: I didn't turn around and say, fuck marriage, fuck everything. I looked at it and said, we were two people who should have never gotten married in the first place. Mm-hmm. And had I done a better job, I think I was so eager to get away from the situation I was in. Like in Toronto, I needed to get away. There was just stuff happening. A friend had died. There were just all of these circumstances that when he asked me that last time, like, listen, I need you to move here, I said yes after like years of saying no, because of everything. And I knew, and I said, you know what, this was on you. He vetted me well. He knew what kind of wife I would have made. I did not vet him well to know what kind of husband he could have made. And I fucked up. And I forgave him. You're right. I did forgive him. I forgave him after finding out about the baby and getting the phone call about that.
Because that same behavior, not because again, you forgave him once. So in their head,
yes, he
not
did.
in your head, but in their head,
yeah,
you forgave me. So if I do it again, you should also forgive me again.
Well, let's get to the next part of the story. So after learning about the baby, now because I am the product of an affair, I'm very sensitive to that, right? Mm-hmm. I'm very sensitive to children are innocent, and technically, he didn't cheat on me. because the woman got impregnated before I'd gotten to Vegas, right? So on a technicality, he didn't cheat on me.
You're justifying it?
I did justify it, right? Because I was like, on a technicality, girl, he didn't cheat. I did all of the rational. I was now this man's wife, right? Again, my stepmother as a wife had brought me in, and my father did actually cheat. He was in a full marriage. So I brought the baby in, loved the baby, did all this stuff with the baby, until I'm on Facebook, I'm playing Bejeweled, and I remember I get a message on Facebook, and it's another woman who says, because again, married to was on Facebook. I was married to this person. So if they can't reach him, they can't beat me. So the woman says, I've been trying to reach, and I won't say his name, and he hasn't been getting back to me. I see that you're his wife. I'd like you to know that I have his twins. And I remember that moment like it was yesterday. This was like 2008, but I remember it was like yesterday. And I took the laptop and I said, there's a message for you. I didn't yell, I didn't scream. He went on the message and laced her with profanities and how effing dare you reach out to my wife and those effing kids aren't mine and all this stuff. And he gave me back the laptop. I looked at it, I read the message, and I just responded back to her and I said, I hope you realize that that message was not from me, right? If these kids are his and I continue to be his wife, he will take care of them. As a military man, he has no choice. And I went back to playing Bejeweled, and he looked at me, like he stared at me. He said, you have nothing to say? I said, nope. He said, for as long as I've known you, you've never had nothing to say. I said, no, I have nothing to say. I was gone like a month later.
No, that's
because at this point now,
I'm not even
at this point now, for me, I had already done, you'd already done something that should have been unforgivable. I forgave you.
Now you've done it again.
And now, and again, I didn't even know if the twins were his, and I don't know if he ever took the DNA test. Who knows? But the reality is, you were just going out there raw dogging women,
and that's why
with no respect for your wife.
When that happens, because it's like you can't say you didn't have sex with a woman who's talking about you had a kid, you're the kid's daddy. Even if you're not that kid's daddy,
you are raw dogging women.
You cannot
and not thinking about your wife.
Sex. Like you cannot.
So how do you?
I never had sex with you. Were you the Virgin Mary? That never happened.
Thank you. But now my thing was, now you want me to think about you when you weren't thinking about me.
No, and that's why you got. That's why I said the worst thing you can do if you love and value yourself is forgive someone who's violated.
But again, but people who've watched our show for a while might think that's hypocritical of you, because we have said that cheating is not a deal breaker.
Because there are so many asterisks and caveats to that. Yes, cheating with 50 Cent is not a deal breaker.
I'm not interested in 50 Cent.
Well, you know what I'm saying, though. Somebody that I have to just be like, yeah, that nigga doing it.
You know what's so funny? When it comes to that thing, Rob has all of the asterisks in the world, and I don't have an asterisk at all. You are like, well, if you cheat with this person, and if you do this,
it's again, I'm being very liberal with all them damn asterisks, because I'll really get to the nitty gritty when we was talking about tonight. That shit don't work, because, like you said, a man clapping your cheeks is not the same as me dicking down some chick. If she runs up on you, he blew my back out last night. Like that's not quite, because we're wired differently too. That's just like, okay, that's like somebody running up and he ate Subway yesterday.
Listen, I've already told Robert that if he were to have a moment of indiscretion, he better whisper in my ear quickly before that woman runs up on me. Because I'm going to be more mad at you that you did not pre-warn me before she got into my face, because the last thing I want to do is be embarrassed in the street. And listen, people can say whatever it is. I'm not just going to leave you just because you cheated.
Here's the nitty gritty of it. You know why it's different from men?
But you will definitely leave me if I cheat. Like, let's just, no. I want you to answer though. You would, if I cheat on Rob's definitely leaving me.
It's very highly probable. extremely highly probable. Like I said, she'd have to put me in a position where I was like, yeah, that nigga doing it. I kind of forgive her. Like,
But again, however, if I cheat on you, you know I'm not cheating with a quote unquote lesser man. Again, I'm gonna be in 5-star hotels getting flued out.
and it's also, and here's the ugly thing about
Sorry.
it is like, you might have chose him, but it's not really a guarantee he's choosing you like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, because
like,
again,
you might just be Drake's fling. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
So when
I'm
Drake's
not stupid.
done with you can come home. I guess.
Listen, I'm more desirable
like,
as somebody else's woman because you have to deal with the headaches of being with me.
A part of that, yes. And here's the thing about why cheating is so different from men and women. If I cheat, I dominated her. If you cheat, that man dominated you. You feel where I'm coming from?
Oh yeah, you can't imagine some man having his me saying pineapples, baby, and having my legs up in the air. Sorry. Listen, ladies, men do get butthurt if we cheat.
Territorial.
They're very different. And yes, it's a double standard.
Creatures.
Yes, we get it. There's a double standard. We understand it. There's even a double standard in our relationship. We understand it. We've just revealed if I cheat on Rob, the likelihood of me still having this place and getting married is slim to none.
Oh, because you made me just think about it. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
But remember how we was talking about like, because again, I could tell you were a little bit getting into your feelings, like, oh, so open relationship only on when the man is open, but the woman is closed. How's that work? And I was like, okay, you know when an open relationship can work?
Okay, when can an open relationship work?
We can have an open relationship if we can go 50-50 on the bills.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm not going 50. I'm not even.
What do you mean? It's a trade-off.
So we can have an open relationship if I'm not paying. Then we'll never have an open relationship because I'm never paying a bill.
I'm really joking that, but exactly.
But I get that.
But women kind of feel that. It's like you still want him to do all of his man stuff.
But go out there.
But you think you're gonna run out there and get other men, which is so fucking easy for you. Nah, son. No. So if you want to go 50-50, yeah, you go run off with whoever. When I come back like rents do, where's your half? Oh, well, I'm going to do like old boy then, and I've already made another arrangement, and I don't know what you're going to do.
You are hilarious. So we'd have to be real partnership, like split down the middle, and then
and you know that don't even work for me.
And that doesn't work.
Like I said, just
for me. I'm not ever paying a bill.
It doesn't work really for either one of us.
That's actually funny.
And you'll be like, oh, I told y'all he's controlling. Call it what you
want. We recognize
Call it what you want.
We recognize double standards. Double standards exist.
And we don't try to fight them.
And we don't try to fight them. I am very well aware that Rob has made it very clear to me. The thought of me doing to another man what I do to him,
being dominated by another man,
ain't it?
Ain't it? How are you mine?
I know this, but I also, as a woman, I understand that things will happen, and for the entirety of the rest of our lives being together, I
can go smash this girl, leave her house, be eating dinner with you. She calls the phone, I look at it and set it down.
Or you block her and she'll never do it.
Man. What are you talking about? You only get access to me when I'm in your presence.
And that would suck and it would hurt, but I would recognize that you still value.
You know I'm such an asshole.
You are such an asshole.
You know I would not willingly put a woman above you.
I recognize this, but I would, as I'm being flued out, yeah, that man may be slightly above you. No, let's just call it what it is. If a man is, if
he's one up
I'm gonna be honest. If a man is providing me a better lifestyle,
that's a tough one.
It's a very tough one.
He's an equivalent in all the other areas.
Yes.
And again, like some fat bald dude that comes with a big bag. I'm like, oh, go ahead, I'm gonna laugh.
I'm cheating on you.
I was like, you're gonna cheat on him too.
Let's be clear. I'm cheating on you. The man is also over 6 feet.
Right.
Is also making over 6 figures, and is also over 6 inches, and can make me laugh. And intellectually, we're matches and all of those different stuff. So I'm not cheating with the dope boy on the corner because he's got a Gucci belt on. I'm cheating with a man who is going to put me in a position and put me in rooms so that the stuff that I want to do, I can be elevated.
But I'm cheating for the reason
So you can.
she was cute and she had a fat ass.
That is facts.
That's it.
I know that's why you'd be cheating. You'd be just in the strip club, just like
That's it.
you are not to be left unsupervised.
That's it. But she's not me. That's the whole point.
I know, and I'm cheating for better than you.
It's different. But try explaining that to the masses. That tit for tat cheating is at an all-time high. He cheats on her, and she turns around and says, "Oh, I did this because of you."
No, and let's talk about that part.
Man,
listen, ladies, we don't win in that game.
You never do.
Don't cheat on your man simply because he cheated on you. Because we never win in that game.
Never.
We never ever win in that game. Especially if and again, don't cheat on your man and then go raw and then
you gotta sit there like, I don't really know who the daddy is.
I know who the daddy is. That's just
talk about lame.
Ridiculous.
That is the lamest shit ever.
That's ridiculous.
You are like, fuck all that liberation and all of that shit. Like, if you can at least, never mind. I'm gonna just leave this.
No, a woman should know who her baby daddy is. There should never be a question about.
That's crazy to me.
That's why paternity.
If my daughter ever came home talking about she don't know who her baby daddy is, she gonna have to scream pineapple.
I am deceased. Anyways, this is my statement to ladies. Don't cheat on your man because he cheated on you. We don't win in that game. The man is going to lose. He's going to leave you 8 out of 10 times. I'm going to go 8 out of 10 men are going to leave a woman. It doesn't matter if he cheated on you 10 times before that.
Again,
men are wired differently than we are. Just leave him. Just leave him.
I'm out there dominating other women. You out there being dominated by other men, and you gonna say we the same. Girl, bye.
Well, Uncle Overstand said, if men cheated for the reason women do, and laughing faces emoji. I agree. Like, we can't, listen, double standards exist. Let's just call it what it is.
I will never have an OnlyFans without doing some crazy shit.
We cannot, in the cheating game, in the infidelity game, we cannot go tit for tat at all. I can't be like, Rob cheated, so then I cheated, and then you're like, oh, she, because the moment you find I cheat, my bags are packed. Well, maybe not so packed.
I mean, but how does that even look like? Oh yeah, I'm going out on my 5th date this week because she think I'm a fucker. What? Exactly, but women do that all the time. The allure of your sex is enough to get you privilege.
Yes.
The allure of this dick ain't gonna give nothing.
Yes, men will do things for me just thinking they will get sex.
Again, she's looking down here below the waist, but it's on the side.
Exactly, it's for your wallet.
In the pocket.
It's for your wallet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And men accept it. We okay with it, especially as we mature. I'm not like at 25. I knew I was getting butt because I was hot. On top of ball and all that other shit.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I'm still handsome, but
it's because of the car you drive in.
Because I'm doing well in life. You know what I'm saying? I've made good choices over the course of my life.
But here,
mostly.
Let me. This is gonna be the last one of the last because we talked about before the question. Here is what is difficult. Here's what's difficult for women though when a man cheats. It is
your ego.
No. Again, me going out there and making myself available to men, again, I'm going to get attention. Not intention, but I'll get a lot of attention. A lot of women feel that you had to willfully go out there and to find a woman to cheat. You're not getting the same level of attention that I mean, you do at 6'9". You're getting attention everywhere we go. I'm still gonna get more because
yes.
So in my mind, again, if I'm thinking as an average woman, for you to cheat, you had to put in effort. For me to cheat, I just fell on some dick. Do you understand where again women get fucked up in their mind? Like you put in effort. Maybe you took the girl out. Well, nowadays, paternity court, you can meet a girl on a train and smack them cheeks.
Yo, Fresh and Fit put it, it's another podcast, but they put it, you're a trust fund baby. I'm a self-made millionaire, and you gonna tell me how to spend my money?
No facts.
And you blew all your money.
Okay, but bring it back to what I said. Do you understand why it would be difficult for the average woman to reconcile you cheating on them, because you had to put in their mind effort, where as a woman, I don't put in as much effort.
Well, again, that's women's mental gymnastics right there, because I'm gonna ask you another question. What other avenue of life do people respect easy shit more than they respect hard shit?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. Because I'm competitive. I want to work for some stuff.
Well, again, so that logic of, well, this is easy, so it should be easier for me to cheat. No. Where else is the easy given more respect than the difficult?
Well, the easy girl's not seen as the most desirable.
That's why we don't like hoes. We love having sex with hoes. We love that. But we don't like putting them on our arm and introducing them to our friends, because our friends sometimes are like, oh,
I fucked that hoe.
You see how that's embarrassing for me now? See how I'm kind of like shrinking a little bit? I was so proud of you until 3 of my 7 homeboys was like, yo, I fucked her too.
So you're now imagining the things I did to you that I did it to
them.
It
ain't even got to go that far. It's just,
you're just like,
I thought I had something exclusive, and it turns out I don't.
Okay, she's been stamped all
and
around.
It's not even a perception of exclusive, because even in my own little friend circle, your ass ain't rare. See the difference?
Well, yes. So yes, I could see why finding out that I have cheated on you, my belongings would be in goodwill.
And why your past men are concerned about your past, women are concerned about our future. There's many of the men podcasts that say pretty much exactly that. Like, that's facts. Like, when I get up here, I want what dudes up here got. Not you. If every dude down here done had you, you're not for up here. Yes, I said that, ladies. If you gave it up to every nigga in the neighborhood, how you think that the dude from the Clippers should wife you up?
Well, there's
why would he do that?
Let me ask this, actually my last thing before the question. Does it matter for a man how long ago the infidelity was?
As we get older, there's more tolerance for that. You know what I'm saying?
So you find out in the 5th year of our marriage that I cheated on you the night before we got married.
Whoa. We're talking about the context of our relationship.
Yes. So I'm like, does it matter how long the infidelity was? Like,
the relationship?
Yes. So you find out.
I would say in a relationship, the longer it was before I found out, that makes it worse, not better. What is you talking about? So you let my goofy ass go on for 5 years thinking we was all sweet and you was getting joshed?
What is Josh?
That was the dude from the show we was just watching. Remember, Josh was up there. He's like, that's my girlfriend to his wife. He's like, who is this woman? He's like, that's me.
You see how interesting that is? Because there is the feeling that time heals all wounds. So if I hold off and tell you later on, we've built a life together. So you would brought the whole life down. You'd be like, this
I'd be more upset.
Babe, but
then do you think that I would actually in my head be able to reconcile? So on the second day we were together, you slutted it out. And then for 4 years and whatever many days, you were an angel? You think I'm going to arrive to that conclusion?
Oh, so in your mind, I've been just slutting it out
the whole time.
But I've been faithful. I only cheated the night before we got married.
Then why would you even confess to that if you held it that long?
So I should just hold it.
You should just hold that, yeah.
And just go to my grave.
Yeah. Because if you would have told me that on day 3, how bad would it have been?
Well, you would have left me.
On day 3?
No, I'm saying it. Let
If
me
you
let.
screwed somebody else on day 2, how
No,
can
we
I
would.
really be mad at that?
But we wouldn't even be together on.
Wait,
We would not be together. But again, if my whole point is to get together, then why would I tell you? Because I want to be with you.
no, I just shit slept up. I don't know if I want to add to my body count yet. So I just went with a familiar. I think most men would respect that. Fellas, chime in if I'm wrong with that. Like, I'm talking the early on in meeting the girl.
I get that. However, the
He might
later
be a
on,
little salty, like, you could have called me.
but the
But
later on you get into the relationship. So I'm saying in our particular case, you find out 5 years into the marriage that I slept with someone the night before we got married.
it's a big problem because now that's where the cover up is worse than the crime.
Oh, because I had to do a whole
A
bunch of,
whole lot of covering up.
and then
Like,
you start thinking who else might have known, and these bitches that known that she was
cause yeah, your
blocked
girls know.
10,000.
Yeah, and it's just it's messy like that. Like, yo, the truth is always better being heard from the mouth of the person that is, from the horse's mouth,
But here's the thing,
But
you're not
here's
gonna marry me if I tell you that I slipped up and got some like pum pum or
it's not probable, but it is possible.
okay, let me ask you a question before I think. If I cheated on you, would you feel differently if it was a man versus a woman?
No, I can't compete with a woman. We've had this, but let's have it for the cameras. If you cheated, why would you even need to cheat? You could ask me to go date a girl.
I could, but I didn't.
That would be again more of a situation of the way you handled your business would be more of a problem than what you did, because I'm of the mentality that I accepted that from you from day one. Like, I can't and will not compete with another woman. That's why we have certain understandings with each other.
Now, let me bring it back to this is why, as much as cheating is not a deal breaker in our relationship, this is why, for me, I feel like I would have the right to be double upset if you went out uncheated because you don't have to.
That's
You
why
don't have
I
to
look
cheat.
at it. So that's one of the places we look at it the same. And that's what you have to understand. The way that you look at it, that's like the hall pass. That's the taking the taboo of it. Do you understand? It's not the standard of what I fuck. The standard is what Toshiba fuck. And that's a higher standard. You feel me? So that's almost like puts me in a more comfortable place of I can be a bit more bougie in my own head of like, oh, my girl wouldn't like her. So, yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
And I get that. So to go back to even the psychology of men in terms of if they had this thought in their mind, like I could have the opportunity to take down, as you got men say, right? Take down another woman, right? But now I'm going to be held to a higher standard because my girl is 6'7" or whatever the girl is.
That's what
And
I
so
say about
she
the
better
whole, you
be.
gotta one up it. You gotta one up it. You gotta get, and again, I know if she wasn't at least like I would say a 7, like you wouldn't even entertain it.
Absolutely not. What would be
the point? Exactly. So
we are going to get to our question bowl. This was a great conversation, but going back to how we originally started, you cannot blame the other person for cheating because cheating is a choice that you make. It is not a mistake. So we're only going to do a couple of questions because we are running behind and I actually have food on the stove.
Real life. For real?
Yeah, it's on low.
You're such a
It dip on low.
Yo, only Jamaicans will put food on the stove and go wash the car or take a shower or go do
because
laundry.
It's simmering.
Simmer might be burnt.
It's not. You smell burn up food. It's a simmer. Leave me alone.
What's the worst date you've ever been on and why? I wouldn't really call it necessary. Like, well, it is a date, like a meetup. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I used to call them too. Meetups.
And some of them shits just straight sucked. Like,
so describe one that was bad.
I don't know. Just
have you ever been catfished?
Once, but that was like internet mail shit. You know what I'm saying?
So never like meet somebody, go to meet them, and they're just like,
Oh, actually, when I was living in Florida once, that happened. And yeah, I was sitting in the cut because I was kind of skeptical about the photos. Anyways, I was like, she either really bad or like this was before like filters and all that
yeah.
shit, but Shorty mastered the angles, I guess. And I was in the car just sitting chilling, and where we were supposed to be meeting at this restaurant. I was like, I knew I was in the cut. And I was just like, I made sure I was there before she did. Because I
So
was like,
you
I
could
gotta
see
see
her
her pull
walking in.
up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And saw her pull up and was like,
Okay, so what were you
yeah, I'm
expecting,
good.
and what did you get?
Bad.
But what again, babe? What's bad? The
Um,
small waist, big tits,
yeah,
big booty.
tall, light skin, nice body, nice face.
Okay, and what did you get?
Tim Duncan.
Good night. You know what? I'm gonna ask my question and call it a day. I'm gonna ask my question. So my question is, what's something you will never give up or change for me? I would never give up my girls' trips, honestly. I know men these days have been talking about girls' trips
Yeah, I'm.
and how terrible girls' trips are.
No, I know
but
her friends and I know her, and therefore I don't got a problem with it like
yeah,
that.
but I'm not giving up my girls' trip. They're important, and also my
She got a
mother-daughter
classy
trip for
friends
Tran.
group.
I do. We have very high standards for ourselves and everybody else. So girls' trip for me are important. It's an opportunity to get away
And
and.
most men don't want to go on girls' trips.
No, you don't.
I would not want to go on that trip.
Anyways, pick your last question. We're only going to do one more each, and then we can get
Okay.
on the way. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
What might your younger self think of our relationship? Simping ass nigga.
What? Why? Why would you
I just young at 20. I told you I was not
You want-
paying
you
for
want-
nothing.
oh, you want- oh, 'cause you're supposed to do
Dayton.
50-50
No, I'm
and-
not doing
and-
shit. Nah. Doing none of that shit.
I'm dying.
This nigga here done sold out.
But look at your life.
Look at
So
my
it's
life, though.
not too bad.
I get every dime's worth, believe it.
Thank you so much. This perfect last question based on the show. My question is, have you ever been tempted to cheat?
Good question. Have you?
No, I've never been tempted to cheat on you.
Hmm.
I've been tempted to leave you a couple of times.
No, I definitely know that. I felt that energy. That's facts, audience. I felt she. I hope she ain't book a flight, but I ain't never felt like she looking at that nigga too hard.
Yeah, that's the thing. For me, I have to like, I'm so obsessed with you. And you know that. Like, I'm obsessed to the point where it annoys you. Like, I am so on Robert.
Well, you know, it works because like I wouldn't love a woman that wasn't obsessed with me.
So yeah, I'm so obsessed with you that funny enough, the thought of cheating on you, I'm like, what would be the point? Like, what am I again? Unless
Because
I'm
if he
5-star
finds out and he just look at cuz like, yeah, pack your shit, go live with this bust ass nigga, man. Because
like again, it would have to be such a high level of cheating. Like it would take effort that I just don't have the time. I don't have the effort to find a. Okay, so Rob makes this. I'm gonna find somebody who makes triple what Rob makes. I'm gonna find somebody who's even more handsome than like. I'd have to be doing all of that because I can't. Like, because you would look at me like this fucking like. So I've never been tempted to cheat, but yeah, you pissed me off a couple times. So I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
I definitely know
I'm
that.
committed to the commitment of our relationship, and so leaving is also not an option. And then here's the thing. We had to take leaving each other off the table. And that's sometimes what people don't do. Remember how I talked about that time of, when people were telling me to keep my condo back home and all of that stuff. And I said, I had to take all of that off of the table because I'm a track star. I'm a runner. And so therefore I decided that I am so into this. Plus I'm so obsessed with you that where would I really be going? There'd be no, like, I feel bad for the next man that comes after you if there was a man, because I don't think I would even be able to give a fraction of what I give you. So that's that.
I believe that.
Go on, and there you go.
What? Answer that question.
No, well, you're saying your goodbyes.
Oh, show's over. Oh, damn. Well, thank you for everyone that joined. I'm sorry I didn't get that shout. Everybody on IG. I seen people was just jumping in and out. But honestly, today was the conversation just took its own way.
Yes.
Lost complete track of time. Had a real blast with it. See you guys next Thursday. And are we doing the anniversary
Yes,
special
we
next
are
week?
doing an anniversary special next
Yeah,
week.
so next week we're going to be doing our 1 year anniversary special right before we get ready to head into season 3. We're going to be playing old clips on the tube in
Yes.
the back,
I
showing
chose
kind
a
of
bunch of them,
the
so we got to go through them.
progression, a
Yeah.
bit of the level up. Like
Yeah,
I like
it was
to
bad
say,
when we started.
we didn't realize how dusty we was in the beginning. But and again, some of y'all might say we're still dusty, but
we came far.
we trending in the right direction for sure. So once again, we appreciate you. We love you guys. Fuck your feelings. It's a lifestyle. It is in. We think it's one that will give you a better life. Just to be honest, we're not relationship goals. We are not relationship counselors, but we do know what the hell we're talking about. So
Yeah,
thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us next Thursday, 9:30 Eastern on Instagram. And again, I did say I was Instagram people. Please join us on StreamYard. The broadcast is up live on YouTube right now. It's simulcast, so you can watch live on YouTube, or the minute we end the broadcast, you can jump on there and pop out. We're seeing a whole different level of growth over there, and IG is not stable. So it is what it is. So what I eventually the goal is more clips, more interaction on IG, but the actual show is meant to be viewed on YouTube.
It's gonna be a while before that.
Yeah, if she has her.
Okay, so before we go though, as usual, we have to thank our sponsors, Sorrel and Sage, who supports our mission to change the conversation around Black relationships. Please make sure you check them out on their Instagram at Sorrel and Sage CA, or on the website at shopsorrelandsage.com. They are having a sale right now. Trust me, you want to go on the website. It's like a 40% off sale. The products are amazing. You want to check out the Sheba butter, named after me. Oh, yeah. It's amazing. So Sorrel and Sage CA Instagram, or shop sorrelandsage.com on their website. Again, we want to thank the owner, Joanne, for supporting our mission to change the conversation around Black relationships. And like Rob said, we will see you next week, where we'll go through some very funny clips of our experiences over the last 50 shows, and he's getting tired, so we got to go. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye-bye. And bye-bye.